started with, I think, 30,000, 40,000 shareholders. Now we got 3,25,000 shareholders.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Quarter Pe Charcha. We have Mr. Sushil Suri with us, Chairman and Managing Director of Morepen Laboratories Limited, and we are going to discuss the journey of entire 40 years. So, could you please highlight the pivotal points that have been incredible 40 years of Morepen journey with us?
I would say 40 years was a long journey, and actually we can't sum up in a few minutes. But like you said, the pivotal points are primarily four main points. So back in '84, we started the company. For first almost 10 years, we were a small-scale company, private limited company, like a family venture. So, but in '92, when we had gone for an IPO, that was the first move. That we moved out of the shackles of those banks and family-owned companies to a public limited company. That was more of a professional outfit with more financial discipline, more expectations, and their indirect acquisition. I think that was a major point. We started with, I think, 30,000, 40,000 shareholders. Now we got 3,25,000 shareholders. In the last 1 month only, 25,000 shareholders. That's the power of the IPO. That's the power of the public money. That once you go, you invite more and more shareholders and partners. So that was the first thing. Second, I would say immediately after the IPO, before IPO, we were working on only antibiotics. Ampicillin was our first product, and as you know, the name of the company comes from our first product, Morepen, Ampicillin. So now, till that time, we were dependent on antibiotics. So what happened in '94 was we could see that now we have capital, and we should not be doing this so-called routine business, and we should diversify into the new molecules. That is where we started our focus on R&D. So research was, I would say, the new pivotal point. We started back in '94, '95, and in 2000, 2001, we got our first approval for the US FDA. So for the Loratadine. So that was, I would say, the starting point. So from antibiotics to new molecules, so that is the journey. And now with the grace of God, and of course the team has been working hard, we got 40, 50 new molecules in our hand. We are spreading in 80 countries. We are supplying to 80 countries. We got US FDA approval. We got, I would say, new disease profiles. So we are spread all across. Thanks to that moment, otherwise we have been doing antibiotics, and we have been focusing on the small countries. The third pivotal point in our whole journey was going to the consumer, connecting directly with the consumer. So Morepen was the only company at that time, and still we claim that leadership. We went out of the doctor's chamber to directly connect with the consumer. Because the time ahead is for the consumers. So none of the pharma companies were talking to the consumer, and everybody was focusing only on the doctor. So we created a brand called Dr. Morepen with health in your hand, empowering the consumer that, hey, this is your health and you can cure yourself. I think that's the second point. And lastly, of course, was medical devices. Right. We are always talking of treatment. But treatment would happen only once we have the diagnosis. So Morepen was the first company at that stage to get into medical devices. Again, connecting with Dr. Morepen as the brand, connect with the consumer, and go directly to the consumer, make a brand for ourselves. And now between medical devices and the OTC products, we have 600-700 crore company. So that's a big, I would say, landmark achievement. And as we finish the journey of 40 years, now we are into Morepen 2.0, if I want to call it.
Wow.
And that's a journey for excellence.
So can you please tell that Morepen's drive for excellence? Can you briefly touch on this?
I think we talked about excellence a lot during our launch, when we launched it on the 1st of January in the new year. And of course, these are the core values. Excellence is nothing new, but I would say as compared to our last 40 years of journey, when that journey was of more of courage, conviction, curiosity, and now we have to have a journey of excellence, means that we adapt ourselves to the new norms of the life. Excellence is today the basic requirement. It's not some strategy. This is the basic minimum what we want. But excellence looks like a very nice word. Yeah. So it says, word of excellence at Morepen. But what exactly how do we achieve excellence.
Exactly.
So we have gone deep into it, we have studied what are the gaps, what we should have done. So three basic parameters of excellence is one is the passion,
Okay.
that the team, the people is very passionate and we have to have passion and the fire. And if we don't have fire in the belly, so no amount of energy, no amount of hard work will do. That's one thing. And second thing is once we have passion, then the second thing required is action.
Correct.
You have passion, but you sit, I would say, keep lying on the couch or maybe sitting at ease, or you just have a very relaxed mind and that passion has no meaning. Passion won't let you sit. You have to be on the toes, but you have to have action, you have to have results, you have to have delivery.
Correct.
I think that's the second point. Now, in the present world, when you are passionate, you have action, that alone is not enough. So you have to have innovation.
Correct.
So innovation is the third tool, I would say, to call it. Innovation means research, technology, digitization, and future ready.
Wow.
So we do call future ready, but I do not know when the future comes. Future comes every morning.
Right.
So every morning we have a new day, a new future is waiting. So we have to be on the toes on a continuous basis. I think that's what we have to broad things and we talk of innovation and action and of course passion. That's I think the broad. And we are now all set. 1 month is already down, so we have 11 months left.
That's amazing and incredible journey of Morepen, which is like 2024 is a quick start and a kick start with the excellence. And let's discuss briefly about the results. So could you please explain your perspective about the quarterly results?
Ritu, the way I look at it is that if we look at the quarterly results, the net revenue of the company has gone up 28%. So 28% in 1 quarter is huge. It is a big jump, and you look at the numbers from 349 crore to 448 crore. It's almost 100 crore jump in 1 quarter. And that 100 crore is adding directly, if you look at almost 30 crores to the EBITDA. So EBITDA number is 151% increase. So 151% increase in EBITDA is a big achievement for 1 quarter. And profit after tax is up almost 30 crores. See, whatever out of 100 crore, 30 crore is going to EBITDA. Same 30 crore is coming here. So profit after tax, before tax, is also going up 214%. And once we do that, we look at the profit after tax. So out of that 30 crore, 6 crore goes to the tax, and 24 crore gets added to the profit after tax. So here the important figure is the EBITDA percentage. Our EBITDA has gone up from 6.22% to 12.18%.
Wow.
So getting a EBITDA in double digit is, I think, the main point. So EBITDA numbers of 6.22 to 12.18 is a big number and a big achievement what we are seeing here. And then if we see on a 9 months basis, a 9 month basis also, from 21% increase in revenue to 79 or almost 80% increase in EBITDA and 125% increase in the profit after tax. Here again for the 9 months, our EBITDA margin has gone from 6% to 9.39%. If you look at the 9 month journey and particularly I would say this quarter journey, so the highlight of the quarter is our margins have improved, EBITDA margins have improved from 6.22% last year to 12.18%. So major point is that if our margins go up, earnings go up, so bottom line goes up.
Right.
Bottom line goes up, we pay better taxes and company has better net worth and we'll be able to pay dividend, we'll be able to give better salaries, we'll be able to attract better capital because we have higher margin. I think that is the beauty of this quarter, that we have got good margins. Then coming after the 9 months, so we go to the results of the individual business segment.
Okay.
The company as a whole, if we see, our business has grown by 21% year on year for the 9 months. But if we look at this quarter, the revenue growth is 28% in the quarter. As I said, there is a 100 crore increase in the sales from 350 crores to almost 450 crores. So now, till last quarter, we were stuck on a number of 400 crores. So we were not able to get more than 400 crores. Now we have 450 crores. So 450 crore top line means maybe next target should be 500 crores. So once we get to 500 crore, it means we are looking for a 2,000 crore target. And date, maybe for this year, maybe 1650, maybe 1700. Let's see what numbers come up finally. But we are about 600 for sure. So that's on the gross revenue. Then these are the basic segments. I think everybody knows that these are the basic segments. We have the bulk drugs, we have the medical devices, we have the formulation, and of course over-the-counter devices. So out of these, API and medical devices are still sitting in the main company. Formulation and over-the-counter, these two have been moved to the subsidiaries now. At some time, the medical devices will also be in the subsidiary. If you look at the growth, all segments have grown. So particularly if you say API has grown 20% in this quarter, and in the 9 months API has grown 10%. So this is a consistent growth. It's not that it has grown this quarter, but year as a whole also API is doing, medical devices is doing, I would say, fantastically well. 24% in the current quarter, and but previous quarter the growth was more. But in 9 months it is showing 37% growth. This is a remarkable number. And in the previous years also, during COVID time also, devices was going through the roof. 45% increase, 50% increase, so it is going up. And the most interesting factor this time is the formulation. Formulation has grown 40% in the quarter, inclusive of the trade sales, inclusive of the generic sales, and primarily the growth is coming from the manufacturing division. So our factories have got increased capacity, our supplies to Jan Aushadhi have increased, and year as a whole up to 9 months, 22% increase. This figures will be much better in the coming quarter also. Dr. Morepen as a whole had been flat because we have reduced our exposure to the online thing.
Okay.
And but otherwise, Bernol had been growing very well, Lemonade had been growing very well, generics have been growing well. Online we have purposely reduced because there is a lot of investment, front-end investment involved in the online sector. But if you look at the total contribution, where is 100 crore coming from? 51% is coming from API.
Okay.
Devices are contributing 25%, maybe almost 25 crore, and RX is contributing 23-24 crores. That's broad outlay of the segment-wide performance.
That's great. That's great.
And then if we look at the API revenue, as I said, has been the major contributor. 50% is coming from here. So from 211 crores to 253 crores. So almost 42 crores is coming from API alone. So one single segment is contributing. And in API, if you look at the overall global picture, the major growth is coming from the US market. US was 12% here, it has gone to 17.9%, 12.9 to 17.9%. There's a 5% increase in the US market exposure, thanks to one product, Faxofenadine, which we got approval, we had FDA approval, and it started supplying in the US market. So that's where this US market is coming up. Even though in US market we had another product, Loratadine, which was exported since last 20 years. This year there was not much increase in the revenue, but this quarter was there. But for the 9 months, or this is for the 12 months previous year, this is 9 months. Even in the 9 months, Loratadine share has gone down, but Faxofenadine has come up. Europe market is little low. Asia market, which is primarily Jordan, Japan, Taiwan, Korea, they have all gone up. Again, 21% to 26%. India, of course, has gone up 30 to 32%. But the only drop is in MENA market, which is Middle East and North African market. There is a drop. But otherwise, all markets have been booming. Europe is almost constant. So I was telling you about the product. Faxofenadine is 180% growth. 180% growth.
That's
means
massive.
it is 100 plus 180. It's
Yeah.
almost 3 times. Rosuvastatin 80% growth. That's phenomenal again. Atorvastatin has grown 15%. Morepen has grown 20%. These are the key drivers for the quarter. But if you look at the 9 months, Atorva has been much more. Morepen has been much more, and Rosuvastatin has also been growing. These are our key products, large products, which are leading products, I would say. So Loratadine, we got 65% market share. These are the products, these are the share of the products when we see from our export data out of India. Loratadine, we have got 65% share, even though I'm saying this year Loratadine supply was not very high. Even then we got 65% market share. Normally we go up to 70-75% share. Best Loratadine, we are again leader, 47% market share. Montezuma, there are many players, there are 7-8 players, but still we are the largest player in the market with 43% share in the market. And Atorvastatin, Rosuvastatin, Faxofenadine, these are large products, and our share is increasing as every quarter to quarter. So Morepen has this 18% share in the Faxofenadine.
That's good. Okay.
So going further on the intellectual property, and of course you keep getting these updates on LinkedIn and Instagram. So we keep, our regulatory department is very active. We are filing new patents every month, every quarter, filing new DMFs. So this is our overall inventory now. So 147 patents filed, 26 US DMFs, 11 CEP DMFs, which is European DMF, China, and then 1 US, and then of course new products which we are launching every day. And of course, last quarter we had approvals of FDA, PDMA, and Visa. So, and of course, we had audit of KFDA. But this quarter was more smooth. We had more no third party, not regulatory approvals, but at least third party audits. So this is, I would say, a broad picture which is working. These are the new DMS which we have filed in the current quarter. And of course, if you look at it, there are almost 7 DMS in the quarter and almost 6 new patent filed. So these are the new APIs which have been developed. So Bilastin, Englimin, Tependol, Ticagrelor, these are the new products which we have been developed. And this is about the capacities. So this is where I'm saying that API has grown. API has grown because we have developed new capacities for API. 50 km capacity which we have added in the current quarter. During the year as a whole, almost 100 km capacity has been added. 400 km is the capacity now. And we are expecting 200 km capacity in the next 12 months, out of which 70 to 80 kiloliters would be added in the next 6 months itself by June. So the focus is on capacity increase plus margin increase. So this is the next big segment. We talked about it, the medical devices. And in the current quarter, out of the 100 crores, you can see 20 crores coming from here. 40 crore coming from API, 42 crore, almost 20 crore is coming from the devices.
Which product is the
medical devices is primarily, if you look at this, so the major growth is coming from glucometers and the BP monitors. We are the market leaders in glucometers. We are the only manufacturer in the country with number 1 rating everywhere. If you go to any online shopping or any trade, any distributor, airport, wherever you go, you will find Dr. Morepen monitor and of course
Yes.
So this is an interesting.
I think it's in everybody's house actually. Everyone is using it.
Many times we go to market, we go to places, or even somebody meets us, and we sometimes even random investors or some banker call. And he says, oh, I've been using Dr. Morepen monitor or monitor for my mother, my father.
Right.
So this is the very, let's say, household. When you say household name, this is the household name. So this is the interesting number that we have 11 million, more than 1 crore satisfied customers. These are our happy customers which we have. And these customers are our regular role. They have a meter with us, they have Dr. Morepen meter with them, and they buy Morepen strips. So everybody has got a meter. Now there are 1 crore active users which buy strips from us, and this keeps on going up, increasing every day by day. And we have a lifetime free warranty. If anybody has any defective meter, any problem, no question asked. If you have Dr. Morepen meter, we replace it. We have service centers everywhere, all over the country. All our sales people, they double up as salesmen, as servicemen, and we repair that also.
That's incredible.
So BP monitor, 25% increase in this year, and year as a whole also, the number of BP monitors sold this year is already more than the number of BP monitors sold last year. So there is an increase in the price also, and in the manufacturing also, and everything 100% is manufactured in India this year only. Formulation, as I told, there is a 40% increase. So this is a big increase in the quarter, 22% year on year, and 40% increase in the quarter. It's a big number, as we see. And then this is the contribution. As you see, branded formulation will increase 7%, which is not a very large number, but there's a big jump in the institutional sales and in the generic sales. So 196%. So it means 3 times, from 10 crores to 32 crores. And generics, of course, is 15%. So this is Dr. Morepen. As I was saying, that we are doing some correction in the online thing, but and even in the trade also, there is some old range of product which we are trying to restrict. So otherwise, Banal and Lemonade have been growing. In the current quarter, Lemonade has grown, OTC has grown, general online has decreased, as I said, and other products have also grown 10%.
Right.
That's broadly, I would say, all the business segment we have covered. This is a summary of the financials which we talked in the earlier point. 28% increase in revenue, 151% increase in EBITDA. This is the major portion. The whole life goes from EBITDA.
Correct.
So I would say for the team, they should focus more on creating more EBITDA. If you have better EBITDA, profit before tax, profit after tax, these are just bets.
Correct.
So focus is on EBITDA. And this is for the 9 months. 21% increase in revenue, 79% increase in EBITDA, 109% before tax, and after tax is 93%. Here important again is that if you look at the quarterly numbers, so EBITDA for quarter 12.18%. A double-digit EBITDA is what people are expecting and celebrating, and we are expecting to deliver these performances. So that's the broader outlook, and I would say this is my thought process or my view on this. But otherwise, from an overall perspective, I think the results were phenomenal, quarter was phenomenal, and the expecting team and all the colleagues all over the country to work continuously to deliver, I'd say, excellent performance quarter after quarter.
So, can you please guide us about your future plans?
I would say I wish I could have shared what future holds for us. But as a listed company, we can't give much guidance. But the only thing I can say is that this quarter we have grown by 28% year as a whole. But if everything goes well and we continue the same rate of growth, so we can achieve same growth numbers, we can achieve same EBITDA numbers. And more importantly, is if we have got good margins, so we can have enough cash in the bank to do our more capex and more working capital.
Okay.
So we hope that this growth continues. And between, I would say, 20 to 25% growth, business to business. API as a business has been growing at CAGR of 17 to 18%. So it will grow between the same 20 to 25% growth. Medical devices had always been growing more than 30-35%. So if they grow at 35%, 40%, that's fine. And on the formulation, as you saw, a 40% increase was in the quarter. So there again, we are expecting the growth to be much more.
So, what are the 3 takeaways you would like to tell to the audience?
I would say 3 takeaways when I say one, of course, is growth, growth, growth. As industry and as a stakeholder, everybody is looking for growth. So if we do not grow, if we stop growing, so then basically I would say then we are dead. So the growth of 25-30% is the bare minimum to survive what we have to do. And second is profit margins. So we have to have strong profit margin in double digit. When you say profit margin, we are talking EBITDA and PAT. So EBITDA has to be between 12 to 15%, PAT has to be between 10 to 12% profit after tax. So these are the 2 parameters what the stakeholders are looking for, PAT and EBITDA. Rest everything, what we do, how do we save, what do we do, finally it should boil down to PAT and EBITDA. And third, of course, for Morepen and for industry as a whole, the important is capacities, scale.
Right.
So we can't have a business which does not have a scale. So the scale should be there, because if we want profit and EBITDA, if there is no scale, we cannot get good profit numbers. So these are the 3 takeaways: growth, margins, and the scale. For scale, we have to have higher capacities.
This 40 years of journey which we have already started, it's been incredible, and thanks a lot, Mr. Suri.